This is a kind of a banger. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta get a new iTerm window in here. Forgot how this works. Boom. Okay. Let's get this to be the right-ish size. That's fine. All right. Do you see that? Okay, good. Isn't it clean? Let's see if we can do this. Okay. Quiet config. Where's clean? Doesn't exist. All right. Oh, I should do a tweet to announce that this is happening. All right, we got a screenshot. There we go. Should we call it? We should do, it's like a Rust CLI. That's all it is. Okay. Do you have to add the crab emoji to Rust tweets? I think you do. Okay. All right. The important parts have been handled. One person with me. Oh, wow. That's so crazy. Let's start. Okay. Oh, did this work too? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Let's get started. Today we're going to work on this thing called lyoink. And it's just been a side project of mine where I've needed to grab either Lambda layers or Lambda function binaries, like the actual zip file from Lambda. You can do this very easily. So you can, let's do this. And then we can do like AWS Lambda, what is it? Get layer version. Yeah. And then you can give it like a layer name and like a layer number. So that's totally fine. And actually, let's just grab one here. Okay. Oh, I don't want to SSO. Okay. So let's just grab the node 20 layer. So we need US East 1. So this is a public layer. Anyone can access this. And it's so annoying that you have to do that. But so you can just region US East 1. So the CLI is ridiculous because it requires all these redundant inputs. It requires me, it knows the version number. It knows, because I usually pass a colon here. It can get the latest. And it also knows the region because it's here in the layer. And then you can actually download this code right now, which is fine. And that's exactly right. Don't want to scroll ever. But I just want to grab all this. So I've been working on this tool called lyoink, which is, I think is an apt name. And what lyoink does is lets you grab this stuff like just with a CLI. So we can cargo build. And all of these dependencies are from the AWS SDK. So we are using Tokyo for this, which I am not an expert on. We could maybe use sigv4, make this request instead. That might make it a lot lighter. But how big is the target binary? Let's find out. Okay. Target debug lyoink. What is that? 39K? No, give me the human readable. 40 megabytes. Okay, yeah, so it's 40 right now, which is quite big, but we can strip it and do a bunch of other stuff. We can bring this much lower if we need to. Okay. So let's take a look at the code. We'll go over here to run it. Music might be just a little loud. A little loud for me. Okay. So it's a CLI that has a couple of arguments, and the arguments itself are pretty straightforward. It will take an ARN for a layer. It will take a destination, which you can pick, and then it will take a the verbose argument, which I haven't really filled out yet, but we should. And boom, boom, boom. Okay, so because we're using the AWS SDK, we're going to be in the Tokyo runtime. And my understanding, my limited understanding of Rust at this point, tells me Tokyo will allow me to. It's an asynchronous runtime, so it allows me to create like a thread pool and then call methods with async await, and then we'll dispatch those requests to that thread pool and handle the semantics and the synchronization needed for my software or for my program to run that asynchronous. They call them futures. I don't believe they call them promises in Tokyo. And from there, it will handle the synchronization, and you get this kind of Tokyo, I believe, has this concept of channels or pipes that you can communicate between different asynchronous processes, which is kind of nice. But it gives you these sort of .await syntax that you see from request. And then it also gives us the ability to interact with the AWS SDK, which is down here. So this function or this method is pretty simple. We parse the args, we validate the ARN, and if not, we panic. We can open the utils up. So we just have two methods: get region, validate ARN. This is really like, if the AWS SDK did this, or the AWS CLI did this for me, I would never have worked on this dumb little project, because it's, I mean, I guess it was fun. It was fun to learn, like, get to learn and hack around on Rust with this. Obviously, Rust is not necessary for this. But this is really all I wanted it to do, and it never did it. And it would maybe type the region every time, which is super annoying. So it parses it, then we call getLayer. Now, getLayer is the method I wrote that will take the ARN and then return a result, an enum of a result with either the string result, or in the error place, we're going to use another string, because the default error is really painful in Lambda. It's like a dispatch, or I'm sorry, in the SDK. You get this like kind of crappy dispatch failure that doesn't actually tell you what went wrong. And there's this concept of like a connector and then a service. So the dispatch error connector will fail. Or I'm sorry, the dispatch error will fail when you don't have credentials. So I wanted to like catch that, because I thought that was like pretty crappy not to kind of see. And we can see this, right? We can do target debug lyoink, let's grab a layer without any credentials. So it's just gonna it just gave us this like panic here. So instead, I still throw the panic, and we can suppress it now, or we can remove the debug output. But like I'm just kind of adding this. It shouldn't exit one. We should at least modify this and suppress the error, which we can do. But I thought that was super frustrating. But I'll show you how it works. So when it does work, it looks like this. What happened? Okay, never mind. When it doesn't work, what did it like? Oh, 45 probably doesn't exist. Okay, so let's get one that does. What do we say? It was Datadog node 20.x. What was the name of that stupid layer? What did we? Yeah, Datadog node 20. Okay, so here we can take this, and we can just grab this ARN, which you can copy straight out of the console. target debug. Okay, and then you can just blast this in here, and now boom, we fetch this, right? This is it's in this layer right here, so we can unzip layer.zip into, you know, layer. See, and now you've got everything. Now in the layer, like we've actually downloaded everything, which is great. So I can, a part of my job means I'm kind of constantly pulling different layers here and there, and this made this a lot easier. But I want to extend it today, and I want to make it download. I want to make it download Lambda function code as well, which I think we should be able to do. I think that should be pretty straightforward, actually. But I don't want to change the command because I kind of like the CLI. You, like, just give it an ARN and like make it figure it out. It should figure out the region, the version, any of that stuff you need. So I think we can figure this out because a Lambda function won't have layer in the ARN, right? It'll just have the, I think it either says function or it says, like, it's that part is just absent. So we can either split and we can count, or to identify if it's a function or if it's a layer. And then most folks are probably using the latest alias, so that's what we'll have to figure out, like if you pass me a version or not. Anyway, and then yeah, maybe we'll push this up to GitHub. Okay, sweet. All right, so that seems to work fine for now. Actually, should we? Yeah, okay. So layer.zip is the output. We might cheat this and just make it code.zip to make it easier because we're going to share this between functions now, functions and layers. I'm not sure how I'll handle container-based functions because I think it's the API response depends on what it is, like the type of the function. Let's read. Are these the docs? Creates an API documentation. Here we go. Lambda. All right, docs, examples. Ooh, those are both good things to know. Lambda. Okay. Create AWS SDK Lambda. Lambda is a compute service that you run code without provisioning managed servers. We know this, chat. We are aware. Yes, been creating a lot of Lambda functions for a long time. Let's see what we get in the response. Is it modules? No, the client, yeah. Oh, it might be under operation. Here we go. Now my guess is it's going to be get function. Oh, Hack and Soul, what up? We all here. We are all here. Yo, yo, welcome back to chat, man. Good to see ya. I know it's been a bit since I've streamed on and off. Just the life. Yo, Amur, great to see you, man. Welcome back. You didn't go to Miami? No, I didn't go to Miami. I really wanted to, and I have a lot of Miami FOMO right now. Actually, I've been like DMing them, and Dax told me about the coffee thing a little bit ago, and it's such a great idea. I'm pretty jealous I didn't think of it because he did sort of a really clever thing where he was friends with all of these people that had, you know, huge followings either on Twitch or on Twitter or whatever in the tech space, and then he also like knows this roaster, right? So he knows the person that's going to make it. So he's got these connections he's working with and is able to put this plan together. And I think overall pretty clever. And like selling it through the CLI is just a great hook. I checked out, I bought it. It was awesome. If you haven't, we can maybe do that on stream. I'll show you I mean, I won't dox myself and show you my credit card number or address, but I can show you the actual like UI if you haven't seen it. But you can just SSH terminal.shop and see it yourself. Dax does live in Miami, yeah. What do we want to do? Get function. Oh, and we can set up the camera again because I've got both keyboards ripping today. I've got the A360 going, and I've got the Moonlander out here. And I was in Alt at Forest chat yesterday talking about it for a while. I didn't understand what they did. Okay, so they are. Yo, hey Nacho, great to see you, man. They are doing. They started a company called Terminal, and you can SSH into terminal.shop, and you can actually. Oh yeah, they took it down. No, I have screenshots. Let's see if I can find it from yesterday. Oh yeah, so it's good. It's like a good. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you SSH in, and you can adjust the number of bags of beans you want, or you can check out, and it's all keyboard driven. The funniest thing to me checking out was the animation piece, which was after the confirmation, and I should have done an actual video recording, like screen recording, but I just got a screenshot. And then I got an error, and this was their crash on the animation, because I think Prime worked really hard on this animation, was like super proud of it. But then it did work eventually. Like I exited out of the error, and this worked. So they are running their own SSH server, which you can do. It's simple enough. I would say simple enough, but like it's doable. And then they're using Stripe to process payments. So they've got like they run an SSH server. They run each command off the like basically as you type into the terminal, that input it's sent to a endpoint, and I believe it's all running in Cloudflare. So they have like the one server that's maintaining the connection for you, and then it's interacting with these API endpoints, and then yeah, they process the payment via Stripe. Clever. And I think the biggest thing is not so much like the experience is cool. Like the experience of ordering anything through the terminal is just like objectively neat. However, I think the idea of like a, Twitch influencer, Twitch creator coffee for software developers is clever. Like that itself is a great business idea. Nice, you're working with some durable objects. Love that. You thought it was a joke? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it started as a joke. I mean, Dax was very serious about it from the beginning, and I think that's what I'm pretty sure he brought everybody on board. I'm not sure how it actually, like, who called whom or who started what. But that was a big, he definitely has, like, a lot of input in there. Here, get function output. What do we get? Configuration, code, location. Okay, sweet. So my editor will tell me all this part. So I think we can just get started. Okay, so between chat, me, and Copilot and the compiler, we should be able to figure this out. Oh, that's cool. I did not get to watch. I know they did like a stream yesterday. I didn't get to watch that. I did do chores and life stuff. Okay, so we have get layer, and then we need to, validate ARN should return, what can we return here? So we could return an enum and say if it's an ARN for a function or an ARN for a layer. That might be the way to go. So you converted to cargo lambdas. I've done both. I've done, we've got a couple of things I've been kicking around on Rust in Lambda. I still write a lot of Go and a lot of JavaScript and Python though, like day to day. We got some really cool projects in Rust that are coming up though, so I'm trying to learn it. I think one thing, if you're a Go programmer, like if you're like Milky and you're coming from Go, and you want to like try Rust, you'll find that the primitives for channels and synchronization are very, very similar. It's great. Hey, Kochi, good to see you. Welcome back. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Yeah, like the primitives. Oh, sorry, my mic peaked there. Rust channels, you'll find these are like very, very similar. They're going to feel very similar to what you've done before in Go. You can create a channel. You have a write side and a read side. I think you can have only one reader and many senders. That's the semantics. But then they can like send back and forth. It's smart. It's a good, I guess it's a good system, and the runtime handles it for you. And then I think the thing that I've used it so far with it, I've actually not used it with Tokyo. We've been experimenting with this, just in Rust normal runtime or standard library. First off, I wouldn't say I know Rust. I mean, this is like the first project I've done, and it's just hacking around an SDK. If you don't come from Go, I mean, you should. Go's a great language, and I find it to be extremely productive, and I use it day in, day out. There's just a few cases where it starts to be a challenge, and one of them is in Lambda when you have small binary sizes you need to ship, because Go's runtime is like 10, 15 megabytes just flat out, just to get hello world out the door. You know, and you can strip your binary, and you can even use like UPX to compress it, but you're trading off CPU time for that compression time at runtime, and that is also a problem for cold starts. So it works. It's not bad at all, and especially for what I think Go excels at is any kind of async processing. So more and more what I'm doing in Lambda is stuff like this, where I've got a we'll do a little picture. More and more my architectures look like this. I've got some sort of, you know, intake plane, some sort of intake system, and that runs in like Fargate, right? Hackensoul, so there wouldn't be in the same way there's not a runtime for Go, you don't really need a runtime for Rust because it's a compiled binary. So maybe we should talk about what Lambda runtimes are, but I want to talk about this architecture real quick. So intake or API. Okay, so what I tend to be doing now is something that looks a lot like this, where I have like, you know, the public internet out here, all my users, right? Users. And then I have my intake service running in Fargate behind like ALB. And then that, or my API. So any of the actions you want to take that are going to be like high volume. So, you know, like say you're counting metrics, or you want to receive points like we do at Datadog, or, you know, you've got a API that's going to interact with chat in a Twitch bot. That for me, I mostly run in Fargate in containers now. Like any of those categories of kind of always on services. If they're brand new and they're just starting out, yeah, I'll throw a lot of those in Lambda, but also for my control plane operations, I'll put them in Lambda. So things like as an administrator, I need to go and update a record in the user table or something. I'm going to just turn the volume down just a little bit. Any of those control plane operations you can put in Lambda because they're very rarely used, and you don't have to worry about updating them or keeping them, you know, keeping them up because Lambda does that for you. But then all of your intakes get really expensive if these are running constantly. So then what I do is I use something like, you know, SQS, or I use like Kinesis. And I mean, for most high volume data, you're going to use Kinesis. From here, this is where Lambda becomes great because I can actually read a batch of records. Batch. And now I can fan this out to many, many, many Lambda functions. Oopsies. So this becomes super useful. Yeah, you can use CDK, Amor. CDK is fine. You can use even the CLI is super easy because what you need to do is you need to call an API called create task definition or update task definition. Once you have it running, so like a new deployment is going to be a new version of a task with a new version of your container image inside of it. And you can usually keep most of the same things. Oh, never mind. Can you update it? I forget. CDK handles a lot of this for me. Oh yeah, you create. Okay, this is the one. Sorry, that was confusing. Create a new task definition revision. In this case, does it make sense to use Lambda response streaming? It can. It doesn't. So I mean, response streaming is really useful now that they fixed it for things like server-side rendering, which I'm not really using it for. I don't know if I have any projects right now that have huge like UIs. I'm not doing anything in Next or in Vercel or any of that kind of thing. Most of my my day-to-day work, they're all, you know, machine-to-machine APIs. So there's no need for a front end, and then there's really no need for response streaming because there's really not much of a response. Normally just a status code. We try to send as little over the wire as we can. But even like this is kind of the idea. Oh yeah, I did see Vercel take a step back on edge rendering, which doesn't surprise me. You can't fight the speed of light and your database, like globally consistent databases, while really a compelling problem that emerged in the 2010s with Facebook being probably the primary example. I think they've really fallen off in popularity because a few reasons. One, it's easier to keep like a cellular kind of blast radius around your architecture if you don't share state globally, right? So if I'm not syncing data all over the globe, I can't have a global outage. Google Spanner, same claim to have solved it. Cap theorem. I mean, no one solved cap theorem. The whole idea of cap theorem is a trade-off between consistency, availability, and partitionability. So it's not really something you can solve as much as it is a way you can make different trade-offs. If you don't need distributed, oh, hey, Nacho, you're in my YouTube chat. If you don't need distributed transactions and distributed locks across either rows or entire tables, then yeah, it gets a lot easier. And I don't remember exactly what Spanner's support is. Oh, you swapped here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mostly watch Twitch chat. I know I saw there's a few people watching the YouTube stream. Please go ahead and join us in Twitch if you want to chat. I'll try to check back on YouTube though. I need to get better at that. But yeah, and then actually, should we set up the keyboard cam? Do people want to watch the typing? Yeah, so to get back to your point, Hackensole, about response streaming, I have used that before when I needed to actually stream like a media file out of S3, and then that's pretty clever. Like that's pretty, if you want to like shoot video using Lambda, or like send video response over Lambda, it's pretty cool. Otherwise, I mean, you can use it if you're gonna render like Next.js or whatever. I don't know if Vercel said they're switching into, I think it's just their rendering, and they're just, it was Lee who said it, right? It's just their rendering, and it's just for their application. So yeah, so they're running it, when they say Node.js, I don't know if that means they're running it in Lambda or just, you know, EC2. Yeah, this is like, again, most obvious is doing a lot of the lifting here. So the other reason why I think global data stores are taking a bit of a backseat nowadays is due to data residency requirements. So we aren't able to, you know, I can't move data for redundancy or, you know, speed reasons to the EU and then also share it in the US. That's not something you can do, and you could do it back in 2010 when Facebook was huge. So I think that was kind of the idea. Vercel CEO uses a ton of marketing language. I mean, we all use a ton of marketing language. I think that's fine. It's not always marketing language, right? It's like specific terms for specific concepts. I don't know. It's jargon would be the definition. Okay, let's see if we can do this. So we need to validate ARN. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, should we? Pub is. What do we want to do? Copilot suggesting that we should call it get region, which is the exact same implementation I've already done. We want to determine if this is a Lambda ARN or if this is a layer ARN function. Let's see if Copilot can do this. Oh, bingo. You mean Copilot chat. And I don't know if we really want to return strings, though. We could return a new struct. Pub struct. Do we want to return all the parts? Not really. Because I just, let's let it autofill that first. Because I don't think we need the, right, I need the string at the end of the day. Oh yeah, it's just like, we absolutely need a string. So instead, let's do ARN, and then let's do a enum. How do I do this? ARN type function layer. Perfect. What did I do wrong? Oh. Oopsies. Pub is that right? No. We got to read about Rust enums and structs. That's fine. We can do that quick. I forgot how this works. Oh, you just give it a, okay. All right, so we can just give it some variance here. Pub enum ARN type, and this is going to be layer. I know what it there. Thank you. There we go. ARN type. What doesn't it like? expected field declaration. What's the main use case for a cargo? I don't. Cargo is just a packaging manager for Rust. Well, it does more than that, but it's a. It is a CLI tool for deploying. Oopsies. It's a CLI tool for deploying deploying Rust applications or building up Rust applications, not deploying. Sorry. Oh yeah, so that this is a crate, but it's meant to help you work with Lambda. Sorry, we can. So this is what I think. Benjamin's done some work on this, and then yeah, I've seen David all over the place. But I think so this is another command that plugs into cargo, so that you can create a new like Lambda function. We can try it out. Here, we'll add this to the list of stuff to do today. First, I want to get this working because I think we can do it. How do I use my enum in a struct? Can I not do that? Oh no, they're separate. Okay, yeah, they're separate structures. Duh. That's what happens when you're just hacking on something on the side, forgetting how all this works. But we can make it a. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I forgot that they've got these tuple structs. Maybe we could use those instead. Because you get kind of enter two types here. Kind of neat. That's the part I'm still struggling with a lot with Rust, is figuring out all the nuances of the standard the Rust book that I should have read. It's been pretty hackable though with Copilot and with the compiler. It's not, it's not perfect, but it's been pretty hackable. Well, instead then we can do something different. Okay, so that's it. Arn type enum. And then what is this? This is just like a, yeah, Arn. Okay, so do we need, yeah, we need Arn type. Copilot likes this. There we go. Okay, so it just didn't like type, and that's fine. Struct Arn is never constructed. Arn type is never used. Okay. Okay, this returns a result or a string, and this can now return an ARN. If this, okay, so this can return, we can return Arn. It's this is the syntax for a new object. You're watching me learn Rust live. Okay. Oh, and that's, we don't want this. We need to Arn type function. There we go. Arn type layer. Come on. Get, okay. Wow, Tej. All that work on Telescope and it still fights me with Copilot. What do we do? Compiler. Oh, wow. It's real mad, chat. It is real mad. What do we, oh. First off, we got way too many brackets. There we go. Now it's, okay, this isn't. You happy now? Thank you, compiler. All right, I don't want to see you anymore. Chat, chat got quiet once I started making progress. Can't tell if people are happy or liked watching me suffer against the compiler. Expected, okay, we can borrow, that's fine. Remove these parentheses. Oh, right, because you only need, okay, because we're not, yeah. Try using a conversion method, blank to string. It's got to be complaining, oh, because this string type isn't. This is a string slice, and this is a regular string, so we just want a string slice, str. And I believe, this is where I'm going to get it wrong, but I think we want it because it's, oh, there we go, box, that's the problem. Okay. Should we box it? This is where, okay, this is where I need, rust, string, slice, box. Oh, we could do perplexity too. That would help us too. Or like Copilot chat if I just didn't use NeoVim. Hack and Soul, what's a box? Box is a way to tell Rust to allocate the string on the heap. So string slices, their size can't be known because it can vary. So if I create like a new string, if I just do, you know, let my string equals, you know, string from, and then from hello, I can't, now my string, oh yeah, I get it. It's not JavaScript. Now my string, you know, can't be pushed. This will fail. So let's do this. Yeah, come on. Now it'll complain. Right? Is that not right? No. One of these two. One of these two types is not heap allocated. So it doesn't like it. I forget exactly what one. But the other one, basically what I'm doing is I'm making a box will let me tell the compiler that this needs to be allocated onto the heap because this size can change. And it may not be known at compile time. That's the biggest reason. Box, struct box, unknown. Box. But my wife watches a lot of Formula One and it cracks me up when we just type box. Expected box string into, okay, dot into. Oh, not int. So basically what we're saying is right now, I passed this into the method at compile time. We don't know how long this is, so it's just a reference to memory, but I'm going to return this structure. And this structure is going to have a size. And this string at that point at runtime is going to be known. The length will be known, but not at compile time. So we need to tell the compiler that, hey, this attribute is going to be big or could be big. So it needs to be on the stack or on the heap, not on the stack. Whereas this arn type is a size of 1, right? Because it's an enum. Does that make sense? Does that help? So that's what we're saying. So box lets me tell the compiler that I won't know the length of this at compile time. You'll need to allocate this onto the heap dynamically. But this looks pretty good. So now we've got validate arn working, and oh, it needs to return that result. Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah. So this I don't think is idiomatic Rust code though. Yeah, all strings are character arrays in any language at a certain point. And what Rust is saying is some are going to be known and fixed, and some may be mutable, and some may be unknown. And you need to tell the compiler what you're going to use this string for. And since I'm parsing input from a user, I don't know. And actually, we could probably do some work and say this will always be, you know, like at most 64 characters, right? Like, because we could do that too, right? We could say this is like a 64, you know, character array. We could do that. But I think the canonical way is to do this. All right. I have to go and change my laundry super quick. Hack and Soul, you're in charge. Got to do that milky thing. right. Sweet, thanks. Okay. Laundry change. Okay, so actually now that this is compiled, let's see if, should we set up the keyboard camera quick? Yeah, let's do that. Boom. Hack and Soul, if you tell that a string can 64 up to 64, you reserve memory, that could potentially go wasted. I mean, yeah, and like, you also don't want to do a bunch of small allocations if you can avoid it. So if you're going to grow a string that's like a pretty computationally expensive thing for your computer to do, because the computer has to find space in that program heap for those characters, basically. Okay, do we get this right? Okay. All right, 1 second. Okay, this is better than it was. Yeah, got a little bit more to work with here. But you got the bottom of the tripod. I don't know. It's messy. It's just an experimentation. Okay. Neat. Cool. Okay. We have the ARN. We validated it. We've got our enum returning. That's so funny. I can't tell you how many times I've like tried to declare, type. And then it's like you can't do that. That's a reserved word. just dumb stuff on my end. Okay. Oh, somebody on Twitter asked for my terminal font the other day. What is my terminal font too? I forgot. I need to respond to that person. Sweet. Okay. Is that still? Yeah. Okay. We're still in frame here. Yeah. The A360. This is a good keyboard. I would recommend it. I think there's a reason. There's a reason I was able to convince Melky that he had to get one. Okay. So I don't want to pass around a bunch of references to the string and make a bunch of function calls, even though that's stack allocated and quick. Once we've got this, we should just call this parse arn instead. Okay, parse ARN. This is fine. Boom. Now it's going to be mad. Let parsed arn equal arm. Perfect. Okay. Now we can do parsed arn.arn. Okay. What doesn't it like? Function defined here. Yeah, I know it's there. Oh, it doesn't like it. Oh, because we borrowed it. Okay, so we broke the borrow checker again. So it expected a string, but it got a box ARN, and we need to... So I don't think we can quite do this because might have to call toString to... Oh, no, we can. Okay, so once we... If you're familiar with Go, you'll recognize this as like pointer referencing. So I'm saying like, go grab this pointer and go and read from that memory to get your value. Rust uses it to indicate borrowing. So it says, I'm now giving parsed arn over to getLayer. And then since getLayer doesn't return my ARN, which it needs to now, well, it doesn't now because we're going to do this later, but it doesn't need to, if this function returned the ARN, the string from the ARN, then we can use it again. But if it doesn't, it lives in this function until that basically goes out of scope. And that's how Rust is able to handle garbage collection. because I'm explicitly telling it like, okay, this variable is going to go live in this function, and I can even do that forever, or it can give it back to me. And if it gives it back to me, if like this function returns this string as its ARN, then I get to keep using it in this scope. So I could, call more methods, right? ARN type. Oh wow, what was that going to tell me? Oh, and it wanted to give me, okay, so this is another thing. If you, I wrote a lot of Ruby, and Ruby has a lot of these sort of anonymous functions with the vertical bars. That's sort of their thing. So that's all this is doing, is declaring another method. I think it's so interesting what Copilot decides it's gonna throw my way. Boom. Sweet. Okay. Let's keep cracking away at this. Need more of my tea. Oh, 1 second. Gotta chat with my dog walking buddy quick. Okay. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, Rust has no garbage collector, so you have to basically, like C, in fact, except that C will happily compile code that allocates memory until it explodes. Rust would too, if we really wanted it to. Okay, so we can't do this, but we need to, that's git layer, and then we need another arm to switch. Yeah, there we go. Copilot's getting it. Fetch function code path. Okay, so we need, yeah. Once we have the URL, it shouldn't matter. The exact code should be the same. So now we need to write. This shouldn't be git layer. This should be git layer URL. Okay, now we need to async fn get function URL. Uh-oh, that's a loaded word. Should we, what do you think, chat? Should we just let Copilot do it? Should we see how it goes? Bang. How did it work? Oh, it literally just copied what I had for git layer. I don't even know if Copilot needed to leave my machine for this one, folks. It just copied the exact same method I had done for git layer. Just all the boilerplate error handling. Is that even going to compile? That's what I thought. No field content on type get function output. Okay. Now we have to look at this. Oh, it's just code. Can we do this? Get resource URL, and then we can do, where's, oh, duh. I was like, why is my, someone texted me, so my tripod was shaking. Okay. Okay, so now we could do let resource. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Dang it. Oopsies. URL equal match parsed. Yeah, arn type. Perfect. Okay. Well, it's now when I've got the answer. Okay. So what do we just do? We declared a variable, and then we're going to. Oopsies. Okay. Borrow it. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Doesn't this return strings? Yeah, it's just a string. Oh, I did spell it wrong. Okay. So match is just like you could do in Python, or you could do in like a case statement. It's just saying, give me the case for this ARN type, and then it matches one of the two. It's known, so there's no unknown. If you had an unknown, you'd have to do something like this. We don't have that. It's unreachable because we defined the two options we have. So lyoink. Let's recap. Let's recap the genius of lyoink. Lyoink will yoink Lambda resources, either a Lambda layer or a Lambda function code path. So we can give it an ARN, and it should be able to figure out what it's for and download the code, which is super helpful because there have been tons and tons of times I needed to grab code that I didn't know I didn't write, and I just needed to go and fetch it and check it out. And if I have credentials for it, I can do that. So boom, boom. Okay. What do we got in here? All right. Sweet. Okay. Chat, we got to build it. This is probably a little... Oh, no, I cut everybody off. I'm so sorry. Probably a little strange if you're used to, you know, writing Python or JavaScript, because we haven't actually built this code or tested it at all. But my editor already told me it was going to be okay. Which I think is neat. I think one of the coolest parts of Rust is that I sit here in my train of thought. You know, I can hack out my code and my structs and everything. And once the errors go away, I'm pretty sure this is just going to work. Like, I think this will just be okay. Because at least with Copilot hallucinating stuff, it's less of a problem because these methods, like you saw the one that when it was trying to do, you know, .content, .expect, expect, you know, this... And it just immediately told me, hey, this doesn't exist. This is wrong. The fact that it compiles doesn't mean it's good. What a burn. I deserve that. Oh, what a burn. I deserve that. The fact that it compiles doesn't mean it's good. That's true. It's not good. I mean, this can be dramatically improved, right? You see all this error handling. We could probably, I mean, we could wrap this up in a method that just calls match on this error alone for like the SDK handle. And that's fine. Like we could easily, it's easy enough to define a function that just calls this match. You know, we can say E and then, right, we can say like handle SDK error, you know, and it takes a E and it's a, what is this type? It's an unknown error? No, it's a... No, that's the match. Oh, yeah, it's a SDK error. Yeah. I don't know why I asked. So, yeah, so we could just do... we could do this and this. Yeah, so we could basically blah, 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 cut all this out. You know, and then we can... And then, yeah, bump, done. Oh, it didn't like this. What did I break? No, it didn't like that. Oh, I missed the generic type. Whatever. You're right, though. Just because it's Rust doesn't mean it's good. Let's test it. Let's get the same layer before. Uh-oh, error, validation error. Okay. Oh, so it thought it was a function, and it wasn't. All right, so that's fine. Why is converting a PDF to image the most difficult thing to do in Node 20? Every library has Ghostscript and only works less than Node 16. Because Ghostscript is abandoned. This is hard. I'm sorry. There's got to be a better general purpose PDF to image library, but one of the best parts about Lambda is if you're sick of doing this in JavaScript, and you should be because this sucks, you can simply do that in Python. You have one little Lambda function in Python that just does that, and then everything else can be in TypeScript if that's what you want to do. That's totally fine. You know, that's legal, man. That's not illegal. No, you do it in Mojo. I've not used Mojo. Is that good? Hack and Soul trolling me here for my for my Rust. Just because it's Rust doesn't mean it's good. I gotta tweet that at some point. Okay, so we broke it. That's fine. What do we break? Brainfuck isn't illegal either. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, so it thought it was a, yeah. Yeah, why does it think parts 2? This is so dumb. I didn't even read this code, but the TypeScript just doesn't even care. Yeah, I'm where I get you. You know, if it's all in TypeScript, especially if you have a big TypeScript toolchain. I mean, the hard part is the toolchain, right? You know, you've built out this whole deployment process. So you've got this entire CI system. You know, you've got no dependencies installed. I get it. I'm sorry. It was flippant. It was flippant in the way that an AWS solutions architect will tell you to do the same thing. Okay, so parts 2 is not right. 0, 1, 2. That just says lambda. That doesn't make it a function. 2. Okay, we need a lambda function ARN. And for that, I'm gonna just log into my AWS console. It's been a minute. For this, we're going to flip us on to secret mode. My hair's all goofy. This has been a fun stream. I'm really glad so many people decided to jump in. So many folks that have been in for a while. Good to see you all back. Having a good time writing Rust. Console, AWS console. I know I need to use SSO. It's free. I should just set it up. Oh, I forgot I had to do this part because it's I'm using my phone as a camera and now I have to go MFA with it. (213-225). Don't type anything else. I'll get it wrong. We did it, chat. All right, will this still go back to camera mode after I MFA'd? Wow, what a good Google Pixel. Yeah, so Alt F4 was telling me yesterday that he bought the platform for this keyboard, which holds it up at an angle, much more like the Kinesis Advantage 360. But my biggest thing was like a wrist rest. Yeah, I did Hack and Soul. I saw Glove with the Prime 80 in Dax's backyard. So this apparently is how it gets held. Like the platform will hold this the wrist rest out a little bit, and I want to try that because if the keyboard was just like, you know, at an angle, like I like it. Like I like my wrist at this angle right about, which is why I have these lifted all the way, and you can kind of see the rotation. Like that to me is more natural. But if you didn't have a wrist rest, you're gonna you're gonna curl your wrist trying to type all the time. So now I really want to try the platform. I'll probably end up ordering it. I think Alt F. I don't know. I don't know if that's his name. It's the Alt F4 stream on Twitch. Shout out Alt F4 stream. Can I do that? Yeah. He's not in chat right now. Okay. So it won't let me shout him out. But whatever. Go and follow him if you haven't. Super fun conversation yesterday. All right. Lambda functions ARN. Oh no, React. I'm outed as a React developer. So this is what I'm mimicking, by the way. Rust, by the way. Download function zip. This is all I want. Okay, so it's : function. So it's not. It's. Should this return an error? Unknown ARN type. No, it actually. I think this is right. So Parson never called. Okay, so this is part of the problem is that I did validation here. This is part of the ugliness of the code because I perform like a little light validation and then I just say, okay, this function will call it. But we should actually make this return like also have an error and we should expect it. I think that's the right path. And that we do a result, right? Yeah. Because where do we do ARN? Oh, wow, ARN everywhere. Oh, it expects it right here. That's actually fine. Okay, so this is literally just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the fifth element. 5. Oh, the fifth element. You're probably all too young for that. Else if, is it else if parts 5 equal layer? Yes, that's what I want. What? No, don't do that anymore. Wait, what did I do? Wow, I really broke my stuff. Okay, there. Else if parts, yeah, I know. Get out of my way. 5 equal layer. Not layer. Layers. I know, this is fine. Oh, I have an unclosed delimiter. Okay, we can... Else, okay, then this could be... This is where we could do that unknown type. What did I break my... Yeah, okay. I was going to say I broke my syntax highlighting for a second. Something in NeoVim lost its mind. Let's wrap this in a result. And let's do an ARN error. Is that the canonical? And then I don't really want the if. I want match parts 5. Okay. Can I use error in the scope? Yeah, I did this wrong. I forget the like, oh, it's just a string, obviously. Yeah, there's no like error type. Okay. What is this not like? Oh, dot expect. No. There we go. What is it mad about? Oh, yeah, we need that. Okay, that looks right. Now, it should... Was that readable for people? Was that a little too tricky with my... Because it's zoomed in super far. Please, I'm totally brand new to streaming, so if that wasn't... What I just had to do wasn't clear or helpful, let me know, and I'll adjust font size or modify my... my editor. Also, why is this? I think it's fine. Okay, yeah. So every time we have a function that returns a result can be some, or I'm sorry, yeah, a result can be okay or an error. So I wanted to handle the case where someone did exactly what I did, which is I passed an ARN. In this case, it was correct, but like I could pass an ARN that isn't either a lambda function or a lambda layer. And I think it's function, isn't it? See, this is where Copilot is going to hose you. Yeah, it's we just looked at this. It's function. Yeah, it's function, not lambda. So these are the little bits that Copilot hoses you on. Oopsies. Although I think Copilot's super helpful for us because you watch me just for like the last hour say, and now I'm going to do this. And I started typing out like the structure of the method and the arguments and the types and the return. And it more or less fleshed it out for me, which is, I think, great. Okay. Build. Okay. So first off, can it grab a layer? Oh my God, it worked. There we go. The layer's there. Just no tricks. Okay. Lyoink it. Lyoink, everybody. Boom. We've got a layer. We're lyoinking now. All right. Also, we could get a better name for this, chat. If you have a better idea for a name, that'd be totally fine with me. Be more than happy to pick a different name. Okay, so we can yoink layers. Now, can we yoink a lambda function? Here we go. Moment of truth, chat. Wait, what do we think? Are there bets on this? Anyone think this will work the first try? Very first try we're giving it a function. It's all right. I'm sure most of you folks are watching me for background noise. You certainly don't have to watch chat or interact in chat. But I appreciate it anyway. Thanks for being here. The one person that keeps tuning into YouTube and however many of you folks are in Twitch. I'm having fun. I was going to work on this anyway. Oh, I panicked. Well, Coach, I guess, yeah, your chat just showed up for me. So you're right. You won. It did not work. What didn't it like? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it wants the version. Yeah, so it's got only 7 here, right? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, okay. 8 parts. Parcel length. Greater or equal to 7. Maybe we don't need the ARN anymore. Maybe we can just return. Yeah, because we probably don't even need this. Oh, we do need okay. Really? Oh, yeah, we do. Duh, it's a result. Yeah, we don't even need to split this anymore. That's kind of cool because we're doing the error handling in here. Oh, actually, because now I have no idea how long this is. I like that. Let's keep that in. Let's split it. Okay. Or we could add it more into the function or layer arn. That's fine though. Cargo build. Oh, what? Did that just work now? Okay. Let's unzip layer.zip-d function code.zip. Oopsies. Well, it's not a zip file, it's a directory. Whoa, what do we got? Index. Look at this. Perfectly readable JavaScript that everybody can see. Huh? We did it, chat. Wow. All right, well, now the layer and the name don't really make a lot of sense, do they? Also, this code's getting a little long in the teeth. Should we refactor this out? Successfully stolen. We lyoinked it. That's what we did. This is a lyoink situation. I know I'm pushing that pretty hard. I don't know if that one should last. I couldn't think of a name when I started working this a few weeks ago. I was watching March Madness and hacking away on Rust trying to learn it. But you can see, I think there's a lot to love about this, right? It makes it pretty easy for me, someone who doesn't know either the SDK at all or really that much of the syntax of Rust itself to play with. With the editor and Copilot, you can sort of get there. If you haven't already, another thing I do a lot with LLMs, like my day-to-day job, I'm writing usually 3 or 4 different languages during the week because we'll write or fix a bug in Python, write some feature in JavaScript, do something in Go with our agent, or .NET or Java. And I don't care who you are. Nobody can sit down and write exquisite code across 5, 6, 7 different languages full time for a job. It's just so tricky. Rust is fine. I just don't enjoy it for HTTP servers. We could write one. It's a low-level systems language, so there's no surprise to me that it's like a little clunky if you have to write, an HTTP server. Although Go has a very, very pragmatic HTTP server built in, and it can be pretty low level if you want it to be. Like I replaced a Go HTTP server with one that uses UDS sockets for Lambda. And because it's like a local socket, I had no reason to communicate between a Lambda and extension with HTTP. I don't know why I don't know why the telemetry API is HTTP based, but it is. But it's like, no, just give me a Unix domain socket and I'm happy to send data back and forth that way. And that worked great, but it took maybe 20, 30 lines to change on my Go code. right? To switch between like an HTTP server to a UDS socket. It really wasn't that different. And the semantics were similar. And by semantics, like the actual code that I would type to like listen and serve is one of the canonical, you call this on a HTTP server, an instance of this variable. And that was fine. Like making that work for like go from HTTP to a UDS socket, a Unix domain socket, was very similar. So it was almost intuitive. Rust doesn't do that for me yet, but it will. And you know enough about arguments and types, I think, that you'll get there if you want to use Rust, and you don't have to. I don't know, it's fine. But I'm a fan so far. I think where it's been super useful for me is in a situation at work where I need many small things flying around when we're passing specifically like metrics, like hundreds of thousands or millions of little metric values. I need to aggregate them, and then I need to send them to the back end. Doing that in Rust is awesome compared to Go, because with Rust I can declare like I have this sliding window setup where each window is a megabyte, and I just fill it to it till it hits a meg, and then I flush that buffer, or I generation, like expire that generation, and that generation goes to the flusher, and then a new 1 megabyte window is there, and I allocate just 2 megabytes when it starts. I should say another engineer worked on this and did a lot of this, so I've just been actually doing surgery to make it work in Lambda. But the whole idea is then I get this like at build time or at runtime, I can say, okay, you're going to allocate 2 pages for 2 generations, 1 megabyte each. And then I'm never going to go over that limit, and it'll just reuse those 2 buffers. So it's like a circular buffer, right? Like one fills up, it goes to the flusher, the other one starts writing. And of course the problem is like what happens when you have to, like, you have back pressure and all these different things, which is totally a part of the job. You deal with that a few different ways. Wow, there are a lot more people here than I expected. If you're new here, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. My name's AJ. I'm an AWS hero, and I work as a staff engineer at Datadog. I spend most of my time working on serverless stuff. There are a lot of regulars in chat, so say hi to all the regulars, for folks who are here. Kochi, Hack and Soul, Amor, I think is still around. I'm not sure, but say hi if you're new. No worries. Thanks for joining. Lyoink is a Lambda layer grabbing project. And what it does is when we started the stream today, all it would do is download Lambda layers. So it would grab the zip file from a Lambda layer and put it onto my local machine. Now it will actually get a function as well, like a Lambda function code, which is great. So I can grab the actual Lambda function code and I can download it to my machine, and then I can inspect it and tear it apart or whatever I need to do. So I think it's kind of neat. I guess one thing, I do wish the AWS SDK was a little simpler. Like, it's a little weird that I have to use Tokio, which is good, but their Rust's asynchronous runtime. Oh, thanks for the follow, Adir Feather. Welcome to the stream. Show me the game or else. There's no game. Oh, we could play Slither, though. Back when I played Tarkov, I was a huge Tarkov gamer for a while. That was the game you'd play when the servers were down. I can download a Lambda function for you, though, or a Lambda layer. Should we? Okay, we should name this output.zip first off. And then, okay, this is actually super cool. This command that we're using, the crate, what is it called? What's the library? Clap. This is awesome. Clap is so cool. I was able to just create this struct and say, okay, it's going to take an ARN string, it's going to take a verbose flag, and it's going to take an option for a path. And all I did was give it a couple of these descriptors, like, oh yeah, give me short, like -v, or long, -- verbose. So short just takes the first character, and it did all of it. All I have to do is call parse, and now I've got this structure, like, and it's fully typed. It's so good. It's so, like, yeah, Kochi, I totally agree. Writing a CLI in Rust is really, really, really pleasurable. Like, it's so nice to do this. And then, yeah, just, it works. We can just, did we? I don't think we changed anything. Yeah, I don't think it did. It's going to complain. Okay. / bam. Okay. And let's give it a d function code.zip. Like that just works. I don't have to change. Like I didn't have to do any of this, grab the first character off and split or any of that stuff. It just did it. It's so good. All right. This has been fun. I think what we need to do now is especially on the stream, we really try and get something to a point where we can ship something. But I still have a lot more gas in the tank for today's stream. So let's get this to GitHub. Okay. Remote. How do I list Git remotes? Is it list, Git remote, rename, set head, prune. Oh, just Git remote. None. Okay. We got to create a Git repo. GitHub. Oh, I have to go to sudo mode for this. Y'all don't want to see my notifications, folks. Actually, this should just be open source because I'm not SSO'd. Oh God, 905 participating. Yeah, Eddie Feather, thanks for that follow. That put me up to 180 followers. That's super exciting. I'm very new to Twitch and I'm enjoying it. I work on a lot of this stuff on the weekend for fun. So thanks for hanging out, watching me learn and struggle with Rust. Can we, my repositories, new. Oh, hell yeah. Should we call it the lyoink? Lyoink lambda layers. Okay, not feeling this. Got the music for my stream deck right here. Boom. All right, there we go. That'll work. Okay. I'm going to show you folks keyboards for a second. Hey, Augustin. Greetings from Buenos Aires. I don't speak any Spanish, but thanks for reaching out and saying hello. All right, let's create this. Okay, I don't need SSO. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, we already have an existing repository. We just need this. Git remote add. Bang. Okay. What's in the git ignore? It should, oh, perfect. Okay. There's only one commit message you do for a new project, and it's that. I don't know tell me any other one. Oh. Obviously got to do that first. The unconditional add. Boom. Chat, it's live. Come clone it. Oh, we should make a quick readme. If I get one of you to star this, I can tell everybody that my star trajectory is infinite right now. We'll give it a star on our end. There we go. We got one. Okay. We need to write a readme. Lambda layer yoink. Okay. I tweeted this last week, but I said, Lord, give me the confidence. It's not just you. Thanks for the reminder, Amor. Is that better? I think it's better. Let me look at my audio. Yeah, I think I bumped the cable. Thanks. I really want to get, so this is the Shure MV7, and I don't mind it. I think the quality is pretty good. I think it's very weak on the low end, and the gain is pretty poor. But, oh, Wayne's.dev. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome to the stream. I do like the microphone. I just think that it's a little anemic in places. I want to try SM7B, but it does, the USB interface is like, the actual plug is kind of crummy. So it's a little weak. We could also grab the XLR port. That's the other thing I like about this, is that it's got a port for XLR. So if we want to go that direction, we could. Is that a little bit better? I'm playing with the location too. I switched the arm on my desk setup. Okay. Cargo Lambda uses Zig to link your functions. So this is cool. Zig build is amazing. And if you haven't used it and you're writing a little bit of Rust, you will, especially if you are like me and you're running on a Apple Silicon Mac, because the compile tools for the compiler tools use whatever linkers on your machine. And I think the Mac version of Clang is kind of crappy. So you have to like either bring your own, or Zig build is amazing for like cross architecture building, because that's what I always end up doing. I always end up targeting either like Linux x86 or Linux ARM. All of your Lambda functions will be, right? Those are the two options. And this specifically, like lyoink. All right, it doesn't roll off the tongue. I admit it doesn't roll off the tongue. But lyoink is going to run on my Mac. But for a Lambda function, that has to run inside of Lambda itself, which is either ARM 64 or x86. It's a little goofy on the cross compilation right now, Rust is. But it'll get there. Go is really good. I think Go's got pretty excellent cross compilation. And you can always build something in Docker. All right. Let's type some shell commands in. Auto updating homebrew. Oh no, we're going to be a minute. All right. Which one of you wanted to see the game? Dear Feather wanted to see the game. Let's game. I used to play a lot of Escape from Tarkov back in my younger years. Oh no, we're dead. It's the pressure of being on stream. So homebrew's still updating. Oh no, we're done. Okay. Sweet. All right. Getting started. Cargo Lambda new project. Okay, so let's create a new API. Whoa, we have a lot. What is, isn't it line count? I forgot how to do line count. There's a lot of projects we've done here. Wow, chat. Oh, we should go back to the 1 billion row challenge. That was cool. Did anyone see that online? Gunnar Morling's Java 1 billion rows challenge. It was a cool project where they gave you 1 billion rows of temperature data in the CSV format, and it was a Java program that would generate it, and because it was like a couple of gigs or whatever, and then you would try to aggregate that data as fast as you could. It's just like a classic ETL or like metric, statistics job. Kind of fun. All right. Anyway, let's do, okay, what do we do? Cargo, Lambda, new, okay. What? Oh, new project. Yeah, it's a flag, right? Oh, new, Cargo Lambda, new. Is this function an HTTP function? Yes. Oh, wow. Sweet. Simp Rust API. I mean, that would have been the same thing, right? Simple, simp, Rust, same thing. What do we got? This is the main body for the function. Write your code inside of it. There are some functions to follow. Ooh. We're going to do some research. Extract some useful information. Whomst. Hello, who. Returns something that implements into response. Okay, so hey, you see box here too. Returning an error that we have to pass to the runtime. Oh, it's got tracing built in. That's cute. I like that. Are all Rust Lambda functions using Tokyo? No, it doesn't matter, right? Oh, we talked earlier about why Rust and Go don't have managed runtimes anymore. And the answer is that if you haven't seen this before, I extracted the node runtime into a gist. So when you say like Node.js 16 runtime, it's two things. They install Node 16 or Node 18 or Node 20 or whatever. And then they have this big piece of JavaScript. And this is all of the code that's needed to grab your code, load it, find the method for the handler, get the invocation from the runtime, which is an HTTP request, runtime API, via what's called the rapid client. Take the information for the invocation, take the event, pass it to your Lambda function handler, call your handler, wait the result, catch any errors, handle any metadata for the errors, and then return that result and do that over and over again. So this is the runtime. Now, why don't you need this for Rust? Well, they implement the runtime interface client for you, and you can just download it and bring it in as a dependency. So that's what this project does. I'm 95% sure. So this will have the RIC in it, the runtime interface client. Does it not? Oh, it's got a bunch of different crates. My guess is it would be in here. So this will basically, what this will do is we'll talk to the API inside of Lambda to get the event, and then it will get it into my Lambda function. It does it all for us in one. You don't need that in a managed runtime because Rust is going to stand alone, right? It's its own compiled binary. Same kind of deal with Go. Whereas with JavaScript, you can kind of like, you can kick off and load code dynamically. And I mean, not that you can't do that in Rust, you could. It's a question of, do you really want to do like a DL open or like extend the process frame, the process stack frames in order to like start a brand new binary, or just take the dependencies and start it yourself. And that's what we're doing here. So you can do this JavaScript if you want. Okay. Oh, it's a flag. That is a tip. Run the Lambda emulator built in with a watch. Okay, I'm normally not a fan of emulators. I'm not a fan. And there's a lot of reasons. Oh, it's got its own deployment. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Okay, so eventually I'm going to want to do this, which is I need to create a bunch of infrastructure along with my Lambda function, right? So I'm going to want to integrate it with something that does support some CloudFormation, or in this case, this is CDK. That's kind of cool. So you just got a construct for it. Kind of nice. All right. Let's see what this does. Okay. Oh, we're here. We want to go. No, I don't want to be in lyoink anymore. Actually, we should. Let's get out of this instance of. We're finished with lyoink for the day. I think we've accomplished our mission. Let's go into. Whoopsies. My bad. Didn't mean to go. We went too few spots into the matrix. Is that big enough still? Yeah, I think so. CDOSS. Okay. We got. Yeah. We're back. We did a chat. Okay. Main function extracts some useful information. Params. Unwrap or blank. Okay. Okay, so I think if I pass the query string parameter name, it should say hello to me. So let's just try this. AWS profile equals personal, cargo build release. Whoa. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh. What did I do wrong? Cargo did not like this for Searday or proc macro. Oh, I've had this problem before. How did I fix this, chat? I don't remember how I did this. Okay. How did I do this? I forgot about this error. Oh, cargo clean. That's the command. No, didn't work. Release build. Why does the... This is just amethyst, though. I forgot how this worked. Something isn't in the right... Oh, I wonder... Okay. I feel like this is a cargo lambda thing. But Searday is the JSON serializing library that's very popular, and I was just using it. So why would that be complaining right now? I wonder if Benjamin Pyle would hop on and help me with this, because what is it? Oh, it's the strip thing. Is that really it? Yeah, I remember this. Which strip? It does, yeah. Path equals cargo build. No. Was this the issue? So I was running this issue earlier where Homebrew uses its own version of strip, and that was messing with Rust's version that it needed, and it removed certain instructions. I think that was it. Yeah, it's working now. I knew I had fixed this before. Thanks for nothing, chat. I'm kidding. Y'all are the best. Okay, we did it. All right. Cargo deploy. Will this work? Cargo lambda deploy. Create it. Oh, cargo lambda build. That's it. Oops. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. Oh, I should tweet the link to lyoink. I don't know what I was thinking. Lyoink. All right. Cool. Okay. So will this work now? We need to figure out the path thing. This is not good. What is my ZSH RC? Where do I touch path? Everywhere. Okay, this is... Oh, no. Oh, it's PyEnv. No. We could move it in front, but I don't know what else would mess with. Okay, let's just do in this shell that. Now we should be good to go. I've been shying away from any actual music that I like on stream because I'm not sure what the rules are. I should ask. Milky would know. Okay. I assume I can't just play anything. Or there's like some, I don't know, I'll get DMCA'd or something. We did this. Okay, that worked again. Cargo lambda deploy. Ooh, wow, fancy. Look at these animations. All right, while it does this, I'm gonna go change my laundry again. Be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. We're back. Oh, cool. Okay, we got an ARN. But it didn't deploy a function URL or anything for me, which I guess it wouldn't, right? Because it's expecting me to do that. So we can do that with the CDK. And this handles all the compilation, like the cross compilation. Pretty neat though. Let's just try it out. Refresh. Last modified 5 years ago, chat. We have been lambdaing a long time on this personal account, and it's longer on other accounts too. Wait, did that not work? Where is this? The hell did this get deployed to? That's my account number. I think. Yeah, it is. Oh, we can close this now. Rust? Rust, by the way? Oh, it's there. Test it. Failed. Oh, because it's supposed to be a JSON payload for API gateway. Because that's what I said, and then I didn't hook it up. Okay. Let's, what's the best way to get this working with the CDK? So we need the construct. We need a new CDK app. Oh man, it's gonna compile with Docker. This is gonna be heavy. This is gonna be heavy. That's fine. We can make that work. What's the path here? Yeah, we can create a new, we can just do this. We can create a new CDK app and you just give it a path. Okay. Okay, yeah. And a run and provided AL 2023, which is what you should just use. If you're writing Go today or you're writing Rust today, you should just use provided AL 2023. Should we see what the cold starts are on this bad boy? Okay, let's do it. So we need a new directory, new CDK application, and then we just need to create a new function in the application. We can do this. Okay, make dir, what should we call this function? Oh, it's not recursive, just MV. Okay, cool. Now we need CDK init. Oh my God. npm IG AWS CDK. That warning, yowza. This can be silenced. Yeah, let's go ahead and silence that. You can't see it, but I'm highlighting text. Okay. Now, what does it actually want to tell me? There we go. Thank you. What should we... Do we want to create our CDK, our infrastructure in Go today? I jump around a lot. We could probably do JavaScript. That's probably. Oh, let's do TypeScript. Let's use the types. What? Why can't it be run in a non-empty directory? Make dir infra. Oopsies. We went too deep, chat. Welcome to your new app. Hey, buddy. Hey. Oh, bless you. Doc, are you gonna lay in here and hang out? There's the dog. Oh, we unplugged it. Oopsies. All right. Go back down to the keyboards. Okay. We made this app. Let's ship it. Boom. Okay, and we need to add the this thing. Cargo Lambda Docker. Okay, or Docker installed. Oh, that's fine. We've got this. Oh, yeah, it should be, yeah. Sweet. Okay. Hooking it up. Sweet. Okay. We've got our library. This seems fine. We should be able to do this. Okay. And Vim. And then it's going to be in our lib, and it's in our stack. Boom. It's just self, right? Oh, it's this, not self. My Rust function. Okay, sweet. Sweet. Okay. So we've got our construct. So this CDK construct knows how to call Cargo Lambda and build my code. Now I should, in theory, just give it this path. Oh, let's give it a const my Rust function equals new. Okay, we're gonna need that, and then we need a function URL. Does this give me any config? Does this give me any config? All right, my Rust function dot. Can I not do anything? Add function URL. Here we go. I don't think that's how that works, Copilot. I think it's just this, right? Options, function URL options. What's the function URL options? I don't remember what the functions are, but let's find out. Let's just get this going for now. Okay, and the path is // what do we call this function handler? Lambda, you know what? Handler function. Handler function cargo. Okay. That looks good. Can we, and we don't need SQS right now. We're just gonna do hello world. Okay, so now we added a function URL in front of it. We could do API gateway as well. There's good options, good reasons to do that or not. I think the biggest thing for me is function URL makes it super easy to do this. Just get a URL. I can do whatever. We can hit it. We can modify the response. Super easy, and it's no cost. It's free, which is great because we like free. Speaking of free, I should give out some AWS credits today. Does anyone here have an AWS account? Anyone is chat hanging out just because they like it, or is anyone here actually using AWS? Because I have some credits I could share. Okay. Let me know in the chat if you're using AWS or you're learning AWS. Good. Okay. Will it work? Bundling asset. There we go. Oh, why does it have spaces? Sharing is caring. Amor, you're right. Wait, what? Why did it have spaces? Did it really? I thought that was a description. It's using that as the asset name. Wow. Okay, well, we don't want to do that. Yeah, is this... Yeah, resource name. That's my bad. I thought it was a description. Okay, that's fine. Ship it. All right, so we got our info set up. We got our function URL. And I think when I looked at the synth, did it have... It had a function, yeah, function URL. Boom, okay. Sweet. Oh, it had IAM off. We don't want that. No, why would the default not have auth type? None. What does it not want? Function URL auth type. Okay, why TypeScript? You're hurting me right now. Okay, so function URL auth type. Wow, I need to import that constant. Where is it? Here it is. It's in Lambda. There we go. This is all we needed. See, in Rust, the compiler or the linter did all that for me. No. No. Oh no, Copilot. No, don't. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, there we go. That should be better. Auth type none. CDK synth. All right, let's make sure that this sets an auth type of none, and then we can at least hit our endpoint from this browser. URL auth type none. Perfect. Okay, principal star. That's you, chat. All right, we have to wait for a CloudFormation build, and that means we have to play Slither. Are we gonna get a rollback or not? That's the real question. Actually, while we do this here. All right, chat, if you are on podcast mode and you aren't watching the chat, you are going to want to take a look, because I am going to post a $50 AWS credit into the chat in Twitch, and whoever claims it first can use it. Let me just grab one quick. Credits. What do we got? Okay. YOLO. All right, chat. It's going in there. Ready? It's going to get spammed. There you go. Whoever uses that first, you get $50 in AWS credits. Good luck. Enjoy. Oh, I didn't set up my output for CloudFormation. That's fine. We need to go to formation. I should really be just giving away credits every stream. Rust handler. Boom. Did we get a function URL for this? We did. Boom. Hello world. Oh, sweet. Name equals AJ. We did a chat, a Rust Lambda function. Amur, Looks like you got it. Good thing I'm logged into AWS almost all day. You are welcome. I'm glad you got some credits for, oh wow, there's a few other folks here. If you are new and you're just following, or if you're just hanging along, go ahead and hit that follow button. And yeah, I'll give away more AWS credits more often. I've got a bunch. Hey, buddy. Dog is back. What's up, Taco? I think he's just gonna lay down. All right, that was sweet. This is a cool little project. So handling all of the is a great thing to do. Like that is super, super useful for me because all of the different components, it's hilarious that it's written in Go. All of these different components are actually kind of a pain to string up for every single project, and having it built into a CDK stack like that is great. That is super cool. Very, very cool. And yeah, just give it a path. It's nice. And unlike Docker, I can give it a path anywhere, not just like in the local directory or below. Okay. Do we get... Oh, we got some few people. Look at this. Little likes. Should we do it like Melky and just hit star? Cool. This is sweet. I'm glad this worked. Invoke mode buffered. We could invoke mode stream, response stream. Do some Rust response streaming. Is that something people would be interested in? I'm not sure. Let me know. Cool. I'm glad this worked. That was sweet. Okay. Everybody, if you haven't, go check out lyoink if you want to play with this. Oh, I guess it should have been HTML. That's fine. Otherwise, I think I'm going to find someone to raid and hop off here because the dog is looking like he needs some attention. Thanks so much for hanging out. We should hand over a raid. Cool. All right, I'm gonna leave you folks with Trash Puppy. She's super cool. If you haven't seen what she's been working on, we can go and check it out for a bit. But I do appreciate everybody hanging around. Yeah, Amor, you're welcome. And come back again sometime, and I'll give out more AWS credits. And let me know if you have any serverless questions. You can always DM me or send me anything you got your mind on. All right, thanks, folks. See ya.